Welcome to Swing State University, a college golf and lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, James Boone. And joining us this week from Arkansas State University, senior Thomas Schmidt. This episode of Swing State University is brought to you by 2-Putt Coffee. Success on the course starts with a solid routine, and 2-Putt Coffee is the fuel that keeps golfers focused and relaxed. Collegiate golfers interested in 2-Putt's newly launched ambassador program that includes exclusive product discounts, social media exposure, brand collaborations, and more can email hello@2puttcoffee.com with the subject line College Ambassador to find out more. And as a token of appreciation, Swing State University listeners can take 30% off their next order through 2puttcoffee.com using the code SwingStateU. That's SwingState and the letter U for 30% off any order of grade 1 single origin coffee and merch. Play relaxed and focus on what counts with 2-Putt Coffee. Welcome back to Swing State University, episode number 12. We are in double digits. We are, not 10, not 11. We're at 12 at this point, and rolling right along. I'm super excited to introduce our guest today for a number of reasons. Just us talking off air, like super cool dude, but an incredible journey in college golf. Obviously, like growing up in Germany, comes down to Jonesboro, Arkansas. So shout out if anyone in here is listening from Memphis, Tennessee, just down the road, our neighbor, literally just down the road at A-State, currently ranked 33rd in the country in clip rankings, 170th and World Amateur Golf ranking. Has had 3 top 3s this fall. Had 1 win at Colorado's tournament out in Erie, Colorado, where he shot 22 under over the course of 3 rounds. Shot 64, 63, 67 to win a tournament by 8 strokes. Dude's got so much game. Even before heading into the fall of his senior year, made his first start on a challenge tour at the Dutch Futures. In order to qualify for that, you have to win a huge amateur event in England, the Tillman Trophy. And he didn't win just this past year. He's won back-to-back Tillman trophies, has had an incredible run. We're just so grateful to have our guest on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome into Swing State University, Thomas Schmidt.
Come on. Listening to your rant about me is introduction enough. I'm glad to be here.
Obviously, I list off a crazy list of kind of where you're coming from and things that you've been able to achieve in golf over the past 4 years. But obviously, like, there's an origin story. There was a introduction to the game of golf. There was a family member. There was a grandpa. There were just friends in the neighborhood that were like, hey, like, Thomas, you should pick up a golf club. And thank goodness that they did. What did that look like for you growing up in, hold it for all my friends from Germany that are listening to the show, Gelsenkirchen, Germany?
Good enough, yeah. So it all happened on my parents have been playing for quite a while. So my mom, as a birthday present for my 7th birthday, invited me to be her caddy and just push her like push trolley over the golf course and walk the course with her. And I was intrigued. And afterwards, she asked me if I want to try out, test it myself. So she gave me like a kids club, let me hit some balls on the range, and had my first lesson that day. And starting off there, went for junior practice once a week for 2 years. Thought I was done with the game. And then my dad introduced me to the handicap system. And from that moment on, I was getting better than my mom and then getting better than my dad. And those were the first goals in golf I had.
The handicap system. And so how young were you when you were logging scores?
At 9.
9 years old. So just had a handicap.
And we don't have kids' tees. We play off the regular either women's or men's tees, and so it's starting off pretty rough, taking 7-8 shots to get to the green. But I'm better now.
I'm thinking about your parents. Did they pick it up at a later age, or is that something that they've always had exposure to?
No, my dad, he came from playing soccer, and so he was playing soccer with his university friends. He's a teacher, so he had to go to university in Germany for, don't let me lie, 8 or 9 years to be able to teach. And so his friends from college, then they always had this Tuesday soccer round where they played soccer for 2 hours. And at some point they just realized, hey, we're getting too old for this. Let's try something different. And one of their guys was already playing golf, so he took all the others with him, and that's how my dad started playing golf. It's about 35 years ago, I think. And my mom, when she came to Germany. She's originally from Russia. She met my dad a couple of years later. Obviously, she was by the game as well through him. And 7, 8, no, 15 years later, it was me. So it all came from the parents. First in the family to ever play golf, and definitely not the last.
Do you have any siblings?
I do have a little sister who obviously started uh, playing golf as well. Same time, went to the same junior practices, and she stopped playing golf for 6 years in between, from the age of, I think, 8 to 13, 14. Then she started playing again and still playing.
Thinking about you having exposure to the handicap system at a young age, like, thinking through, you know, the question is like, "Hey, at what age did you start taking this competitively?" It sounds like almost as soon as you had exposure to the game of golf, you're like, "No, like, I'm gonna run with this. Like, this feels good."
Yeah, it may not have been the I want to go pro level yet, but it has been competitional since the beginning. Yeah. As soon as I got introduced to the handicap system, I tried to play as many tournaments as I could. Usually meant getting up on a Sunday at 6 a.m. to play in the 7:30 tournament at our golf club, or play a 9-hole tournament on a Thursday evening, or yeah, I mean it was competition right from the beginning. Regular folks, no crazy good golfers, just people who love golf and love to get out.
Was your dad playing in those tournaments as well?
Yeah, either my mom or my dad.
Okay. Yeah. So early exposure to tournaments, like I'm thinking of the makeup of the DNA of a top 40 golfer in the nation. Like what goes into that? And then I also think about your dad. Okay, he's a professor. He went to school for a long time to become a teacher. He's probably gifted in explaining things. Like maybe if he wasn't an expert in golf, he was probably super patient with like you developing your practice and things like that. He probably had some decent methods. Like even if he didn't have like expertise or like mastery at the game of golf, he was probably a good like advocate for
Off
you.
from a very early point on, I did not accept any help from him in golf. Not because I was better than, like, he was still better than me, but we had a very long love-hate relationship where obviously I loved him the whole time, but if it comes down to golf, we had it wasn't rough, but we just didn't talk about golf. Just played golf together. I get annoyed by him sometimes, and when I'm annoyed, I'm annoying him, however it goes. It was mostly like I had weekly practices, like lessons, and through that, I transferred golf clubs to get to a club where there's actually some potential. Luckily, at that time, my coach transferred there as well. Started a new job as head professional, and he was probably the main reason I got into competitive golf. He changed my whole game, my whole mindset about golf, how to properly strategize a golf course, how important variability is to one's golf game, and being able to hit certain shots and just think through the process of choosing the easiest shot possible rather than trying to hit the perfect shot. And he got me down to a really good handicap, where I then started playing international golf in Spain, Portugal, all around Central Europe. And then in 2020, I won the under 18 championship, national junior championship. And that's when my life was about to change. I mean, you wanted to ask me about the professional, how to come to college golf, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of that transition.
Because that's right there.
Yeah.
After I won the national junior championship, I had the opportunity to be supervised by a player who used to play on the DP World Tour. And I was, in my mind, after grade 8 in high school, I'm going to turn professional right away, like many people in Europe do. Try professional golf, see how it goes, 2, 3 years, develop, see where you're at, and maybe make it. And that guy told me, my mentor, that I just have to go to college. And I was looking at colleges before I made the decision to turn professional. I just didn't find a college that I really liked. And so I ghosted Coach Hagen in the first place when I was looking at colleges before. Then, after my mentor told me such thing that I have to go to college to get to that level, I was looking at colleges again and remembered that message that I left unread from Coach Hagen, and we got back in touch. Even though I had some NCAA issues, being enrolled in college in Germany but not attending classes, a lot of bureaucracy. He gave me the chance and invited me in, and that's when the decision was made to attend Arkansas State University.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's water on the bridge at this point, that you ghosted his email, so I'm sure he's fine now.
Yeah, yeah, it was on WhatsApp actually, because we're already FaceTiming and talking, and without any reason or explanation, I just didn't respond to his messages anymore. I remember me sitting in the clubhouse and FaceTiming him actually, and talking about what college golf is and all that. And obviously now it's in the waters. We're pretty good friends by now after 3.5 years together.
Yeah.
Him dealing with my bullshit and vice versa. It's been a pleasure.
Thinking about your mentor, why do you think he was advocating for you to play collegiately? And was that the lane that he, like, went on? Like,
No,
obviously.
no, he
Yeah,
he didn't. He
okay.
didn't. So I never asked about his origin story, but he played on tour for years, been his full-time job, making a living with it, but never really breaking through. He never won anything big. He played the Open 4 or 5 times, made the cut 3, 4 times, but never to a point where you would remember his name and or to live comfortably. Like now he has a regular job at a real estate company. And I think I might have just been a little like not self-loving, what's the word? Like ballsy, thinking I could make it in professional golf right away just because I played a couple good tournaments and used to shoot 67, 68 every round on easy golf courses in Germany that have soft greens that are running 9, where you can't get short-sighted, where you don't really need strategy or a high ball flight or a long drive or precision. So he told me I have to go to college. I followed his advice, went to A-State. I arrived here. I have never been in the States before.
Wow.
I arrive at Memphis Airport.
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Hagen picks me up. Big Sprinter van. Never seen something like it in my life. Logos everywhere, leather seats, great drive. We are taken on the road, driving up to Jonesboro, and we go get closer past Truman, and I see all those billboard on the side with the big red wolf on it, and that's when I realized how big college athletics actually are.
Wow.
Like how much, I wouldn't call it a religion, but what value it has to the people living in that city.
I grew up in a smaller town, but because it was a smaller town, and obviously, like, Jonesboro, I don't know what's the population, like 80, 90,000, 100,000?
I was thinking like 200.
So, like, pretty comparable to where you grew up back home, like,
Yep, no, same
population.
same size city,
Same
yeah.
population. Okay, so 200,000 in Jonesboro. At the same time, it's not like a big metro city. So, like, the sports team in town is the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Like, it
Yes, sir.
is the big thing that's going on campus is going to the football game, is going to the basketball game. And that's not just on campus, that's like community-wide kinda thing. Murray was very similar from that standpoint. So you get to the United States and you're like, "Whoa, like, college sports, like, college fanfare, this is a lot different." I do have a question, were there any other schools that were reaching out to you? Like, obviously, you alluded to it, but why did you respond to Coach Hagan's email instead of maybe some others?
So in the first when I was looking at colleges for the first time, I was with College Sports America. It's a agency in Europe based out of England that is committing all sorts of athletes to colleges in the US to give them the opportunity to experience that life as a college athlete. At that point, I was talking to 6, 7, 8 different colleges, but in the end, ending up not going to any of them. When I was reaching out to coaches again, it was a difficult situation because of, as I said earlier, I was enrolled in college in Germany, but I didn't attend any classes, which could have dropped me from being a 26, class of 26, to being a class of 25, because I already took 1 year
Started
at college, right?
college, yeah, yeah.
So
But you weren't
because
playing this you weren't playing a sport, though.
yeah, but NCAA can be weird with that, so they had to figure that out first, and the other coaches didn't bother with that. I was not good enough to be on the radar for people that actually have like the people behind them to work that through, to put that effort in for somebody who might not even be able to come or like a year less. Coach Hagen did. I really appreciate that there. And he took me on. I arrived late. I had visa issues. My visa got denied in the first place. He had to talk to several people to get me here. I finally got here. I missed qualifying. I missed a scrimmage against a college we had in the beginning of the year. And I think 9 days after I've arrived in the States, we went for our first college tournament to Minnesota, to the
The
what
Gophers.
is it called? Yeah, the Gopher
Yeah.
Invitational. That was my first ever college event.
9 days being in the United States.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
yeah, that was a trip. Played horrible.
Yeah. No, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, it's. I think I showed 2 decent rounds. I think first round I might have been drop score. Second round, maybe third round, I was counting score, and that team was pretty good back then too. But yeah,
Well, can you talk about culture shock of coming obviously, hey, maybe these towns and cities are around the same size, but I've never been to the United States before, and then now I'm in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
yeah.
He like, outside of golf, obviously, there was, like this is my first golf tournament in the United States, period, but talk about just, like, the social aspect of it. That was different.
Yeah, arriving in Jonesboro for the first time, having that American experience. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Southern States. I started to love it by now, obviously, but first time being here, definitely a big shock. I mean, ACs, we
Too
don't
cold,
have
way
it.
too cold,
We don't
right?
have it. Like, we rarely have ACs in Germany. It's not getting hot enough. I arrive in Memphis, obviously, plane temperature, then Memphis airport temperature, stepping out the doors, Memphis airport goes open, I step out, somebody punched me straight in the face. Like, temperature-wise, humidity just
Okay.
getting me. No, there wasn't anybody punching me in the face, but
I was like,
yeah, arriving in Jonesboro, having my first meal. I think Coach Key at that time took me to J Town's local burger bar, sports bar kind of thing. Having my first American burger with some fries and my first ever Dr. Pepper.
"Wow,
Yeah, it was amazing. So many great things. Tater tots, Dr. Pepper. What was it called again? Fried chicken. Chicken tenders.
it's great."
Holy,
Also fried
holy
chicken, but yeah,
moly. Yeah, but God, I love it.
yeah,
Honey mustard. So many things that we don't have that you guys like don't really I don't feel like you really appreciate it. Like
take
you
it for
take it for
granted.
granted. I'm coming from Germany, seeing it for the first time, and I'm like, holy moly, this is amazing. People are very nice. Culture shock wise, I think the biggest thing is the casual small talk. We don't have it. Like the hey, how are you doing? You don't see it because if you ask that in Germany, you get an honest answer, and it feels like you guys don't want to have that. Like when I'm asking somebody how they're doing, I'm actually interested and I want to know. But here's like, yeah, yeah, doing good. How about you?
Yeah, whereas you don't actually know what's going on in people's lives, and no one's actually curious to that point. Is that annoying?
No, I mean, after 3.5 years, you get used to it, and it's a nice way to start a conversation now. Like otherwise, you just say hi, and then like you gotta jump right in, and that just gives you like a nice little break to think about things to say.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's less abrasive, but
I don't even know what that means.
abrasive meaning, like, coming at you, like, putting you on your heels of, like
Yeah, yeah, like spotlighting you.
yeah, a
Okay.
little bit, something like that. I pulled up your first event of your college career, 9 days into the United States. You shot 4 over. So I don't know what you could have expected. Like, you didn't play, like, great, but
Yeah, I mean, looking back at that tournament, it felt so much worse.
yeah,
I think it was just the shock of we don't have Bermuda in Germany, so all we play on is bend, probably up there in Minnesota as well, but just how firm the greens can be. And my game was not adjusted to that. The length of the golf courses, no chance of finding that in Germany. Coming to that first event, only being able to hit low cuts is not good. So that was it probably felt a lot worse than it actually was.
this is skipping forward a little bit, but I am curious, now that you've had this experience, and it's obviously worked very much in your favor, you've grown as a golfer, you've taken incredible strides, you are now one of the elite players in the college game right now. If you were to go back and talk to your 17, 18-year-old self of, "Hey, maybe this is what you should do," or if you're advocating for maybe younger players back home, like, would you advocate, say, "Hey, like, you need to take these 4 years to develop." Would you say that? Go to college?
Oh, 100%.
You
I
would? Okay.
mean, if I look back at the type of player I was before I went to college, there was no chance of me making it in golf in any way. I'm thinking about my swing and my ball strike and my skills with any part of my game. I was very, very far from ready. Variability is probably one of my most important things. I look at when I'm getting ready for a tournament, and I was not able to do anything but a low medium fade. And 4 years, taking those 4 years to adjust to be able to play in every situation, environment, and condition, that was very, very important. I couldn't have done it without it.
You talk about variability a lot and being able to
Mhm.
diversify the shots that you're able to hit, different parts of your game. Can you talk about what went into that development? Now, we talked about this off the podcast of, hey, you play a lot. Like putting is probably the thing that you practice the most. That's what you spend the most time on. But if you're not doing that, I mean, you told me earlier today, just messaging back and forth, you're working on wedges. So like obviously you work on different parts of your game.
Yeah.
That's the bulk of your work. But then most of your time you're just spent playing. Has that been true of the 4 years you've been at Arkansas State? Or, like, how'd you figure out how to practice?
So so it was a learning process. Started off with Coach Hagen having practice plans, drills, range work to do, short game drills, swim drills, and most of the times spending either mixing practice up, so we have 1.5, 2 hours of practice and then 9 holes, or just practicing for 4 hours straight. And I was always trying to figure things out during practice then on the range, and that never really worked out. So, and I would always spend additional time on the course then to be able to play golf actually, and not just hit balls. And I played better in events, started playing better, post some good scores, going into all that, and coach has just given me a little more leverage, like a little more space to practice like I want. And that started probably pretty much middle of my sophomore year, and I started playing as much as I can. And he knows I love to play. I don't like to stay on the range for more than an hour. He knows I don't like to be on the putting green more than 1.5 hours, but he knows I love to play golf. And on free days, I play 36, 54 holes a day, and um, that's just how I like to spend my time. So he sees that, and he sees me progressing and getting better at golf. Now he's just, I wouldn't say he lets me do whatever I want, but he trusts my opinion about what I need to work on. So currently I'm in recovery from a disc inflammation, and his job is to hold me back pretty much right now because I would love to practice and play, but I should not, even though I might be able to, just to keep that healing process running. So I'm just on the putting green as soon as I was allowed to again for 30 minutes in the beginning, 1.5 hours later. Last week I was doing about 3 hours a day putting. And now I'm able to hit wedges and mid irons. So that's all I'm doing.
I think that dynamic between you and coach is interesting because I'm sure there's a lot of players out there that can relate to coming in maybe your freshman, sophomore year, having to build up that trust. And there's some relational equity that has to be built up before your head coach can be like, hey, Thomas, I trust you with the practice that you're going to do, the work that you're going to put in. There's a accountability that needs to be in place,
Mm.
but then if you start performing at a super high level and you start winning tournaments, like you've kind of built that trust. But a lot of players, I feel like, maybe fall into the box of like, man, like, why doesn't coach just let me do what I want to do? Like, this is so annoying. Like, I feel like I know my game better than anybody. I feel like I should be able to. Can you talk about that dynamic between submitting to the coach that recruited you, believed in you, trusted in you, and then also, I feel like I need to be working on this instead of this because time is limited.
So how that all works out is we work with Decade program. You do stats with whole round analysis, gives you strokes gained in every area, compares it to a group of players you choose. So for us, it's PGA Tour average. And so we get this about 4 pages long report. Like we can have a look at that at any time. That gives us stats about where we are, how we compare to that area, what our percentage of putts made from inside 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, whatever. It tells us everything. And coach is very good at analyzing those data. And um, suggests things. When we're playing poorly, he obviously tells us to do certain things. We have a lot of team meetings where prior to a tournament, we go through our strategy so that at least strategy can't be the mistake we make during the tournaments, so that it's solely on the data that shows how we do it. So he analyzes that and gives us some suggestions. He always asked us to send him a detailed practice plan, what we want to do, and then he gives you either feedback or changes to it. And that's how he works with all of our players. So he asks for practice plans, private message it to him. You talk about it, maybe you have a quick phone call. That way you know exactly what you have to do. And he knows that you also work on stuff you want to work on. And so I think that's the best way it could ever work.
Yeah. I think that's a really I mean, being able to leverage Decade and it to tell you exactly what you need to work on, it's less of, "Hey, coach is being demonstrative and he's making me do this or that." It's like, "No, actually the data is telling you this is exactly what you need to work on."
Yeah.
And so I'd imagine if you come up with a practice plan that doesn't align with the deficiencies in your game, coach is gonna be like, "Hey, man, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to
Yeah.
adjust that."
Like losing 15 balls off the tee, and then in a practice plan you write 2 hours putts inside 15 feet because I wasn't making any putts from 15 feet. He's obviously gonna tell you, hey, I think we gotta change that a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and that probably takes and this is probably maybe more of a thing that maybe a freshman or sophomore would deal with, but that would take the, "Oh, man, coach just has it out for me." Well, like, actually, this isn't true, like, there's an agreed upon, "This is the standard that we're measuring, like, what success needs to look like," and then he's able to disseminate that information. That's cool. That's cool how you've been
Yeah,
able to develop that relationship with Coach Hagan from him picking you up in a Sprinter van at, Memphis's airport to now where it's like, "Hey, like, Thomas, I trust you with your game, but there's a whole lot that goes into understanding your game, um,
yeah,
you know, to be able to do that." That's really cool. I wanna go back a little bit in your college journey, and then also dating to, like, your time over your summers. So back home, like, winning the Tillman Trophy multiple times, winning at UC San Diego, winning your home event in Jonesboro. Like, these are steps and stages in your college career. Are there any moments in your college career and tournaments that you've played in and won that was like, "This is far and away the most exciting tournament that I've been able to win and compete in"?
Torrey Pines, USC's tournament, and no, not USC, was University of San Diego.
San
Yeah,
Diego. Yeah, yeah, UC San Diego. Okay.
yeah. They're hosting, and Torrey Pines is just, it was the first golf course I've ever played where the pros, the big men, the big people, the big players have been. And I've been playing that course on the simulator, I don't know how many times. So I kind of knew it, but then you show up in person and it just gives you whole other vibes. Like you stand there, you see how tight the fairways are, and you're standing there and I wasn't feeling great, but something clicked on the range during warm up, and I just started having close to absolute control of the golf ball. And at least like with clubs into greens. I remember one shot in particular where I was standing in the right fairway bunker on one, hidden to a back right pin. And Decade tells me, it tells you like spots where to hit or to aim for, that you miss hits are good shots, but your bad shots are still decent. I was aiming a little short left, just in the widest part of the fairway, the green. And I just remember flushing that 8 iron, accidentally pushing it, and it flies and it lands 2 feet by the pin, tap and birdie. And that was probably the best golf shot I hit that whole tournament. Just seeing those greens, those conditions, it was amazing. That was by far the best college tournament I've played.
So
And
incredible.
the only other time my ball striking felt better than that was during the Colorado tournament this fall. But I mean, that was probably one of my most exciting moments. Getting a picture with a trophy on the 18th green, that's lit.
You
That's
cannot
amazing.
bro, incredible. Winning at Torrey Pines. Obviously, that is like Mount Rushmore of collegiate feats, and there's only a handful of people who've been able to do that at the professional level as well. So, like, that is rare air and rare territory. It is funny, though, from, like, a scoring perspective, it's like shooting 22 under in a 3-day stretch versus, like, what you shot at Torrey Pines. it's
Five
kind
under
it's, you
total,
know
I think.
yeah, 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 exactly. It's like it's kinda funny that and it makes sense why that would be, like, such an important moment for you, but at the same time
Also, I remember that as well. So coach and I, we worked through different phases where he stands on par fives, our assistant coach is standing on the par threes. We talk through numbers, through strategy and all. And in Torrey Pines, he basically caddied for me. He was walking or driving with me every shot, talking through it, reading greens and all that. After 9 holes in the final round, I was at 12 under par, and the next guy was at 2 over par. Like, you know that, I hate to say it, but like that Tiger at Pebble
yeah,
Beach.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the winning part is not important anymore. It's like you're the only guy under par, and not only under par, but like double digits under par.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, God, this is huge. Ended up making 3 double bogeys on the back nine, get me back on ground. Finished the round at level par, at 5 under par total score.
Incredible.
Winning by 3 or 4, but
Yeah,
it was a pretty amazing feeling going into 10 with a 12 shot lead.
yeah. At what point in your career did you have, I mean, like, we talked about it a little earlier, maybe you knew this always of, "Hey, I could play at a super high level," but was there any moment, maybe that was the moment in your college career to say, "Hey, no, I'm in a really good spot to take this to the next level?"
So taking it to the next level, yeah, 100%. That was the moment where I noticed like, hey, winning by a lot is possible. Playing deep golf on a tough golf course like Torrey Pines off the tips, 100%. Under the viewpoint of making it professionally or having the plan to turn professional, that happened pretty early. Like knowing, hey, or saying to other people, I want to be a professional someday.
Yeah.
It always has step backs. Like you play a bad tournament, you have a bad stretch, and you're like, hey, it is not the thought that you'll be a professional is just not as present anymore, but it's always there. And tournaments like that are when you find new motivation to go through the next rough
Ooh,
patch that's coming up, right? Like you remember back at those tournaments, how you feel and how you prepare, how you hit the ball and how your body feels, how much control you have. And that gives
mhm.
you the power to work through the next bad stretch.
That's really
For
good.
me, that's how I do it.
That's really good. To be able to reflect back and say, "There's a proof of concept that it is in the inside of this body, it's inside this mind for me to take it to that level." That is encouragement to continue to show up, to continue working, even whenever the feels are not as good, because it is in there. That's so good, Thomas. That's so
Like,
rich.
I went over some Christmas break. I went to the Bahamas to play in the White Sands Men's Invite. Back of the range was there too. We talked about it earlier, and I was playing in that high class, like real high class amateur event, and it was horrible. It was probably the roughest tournament I've played in my life. Open course, right by the ocean, gusts up to 35, 40 miles an hour, and you're standing there with a forehand to hit a 160 shot, and you're like, what is going on here? I shot 82 the third round, 10 over par, worst round since I've been in college, I think, apart from Florida State my freshman year. And I fly back to Germany, I start practicing, and I get back in this mindset of, hey, I remember Colorado. Like, I have Colorado in my mind, and I'm like, I knew how my ball flight looked at that during that week. Let's get back to that. I come back to the States. I'm here for 3 days before I leave to visit a friend in West Palm Beach, in Florida, to play a couple rounds of golf with him. We have 2 DP World Tour guys with us, and we're playing golf with them. And it's just like you see yourself compared to those guys. And even though it doesn't seem that far off, you're like, hey, I want to do this like professionally. I want to be on their level and play, travel the world, do that. And gosh, I love golf. Holy shit. I love golf.
Period. That actually might be the title of this, YouTube episode. I love golf.
I
Period.
love golf. I mean, it's could be the worst day on the golf course. And I know you hate to hear this, but the worst day on the golf course beats the best day at the office.
Hey, I will, stand by that. I can take it. Don't worry, I can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's rich. We've taken a deep dive of, hey, this is where I've been. You had incredible success that tells you, hey, I can play at a super super high level. You're entering the spring season of your senior year, what is left on the table for you? What are you looking forward to? What do I want to accomplish here in the next 3 months? Because it is going to go by super fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm already scared. I was in class today, and my teacher was telling me, "Hey, next week's midterm," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"This
yeah,
is my last semester,
yeah,
and this
yeah,
is already midterm." No. The last 2 years, I was very grateful to be Conference Golf of the Year. And from my information, I think I will be the only one who's ever done it 3 times in a row if I get Conference Golf of the Year. So that's the big, big goal right now. The only other really big goal I have is being the first Arkansas State men's golf player to make it to nationals. Neither the team nor an indie
yeah,
has ever been to nationals. So
yeah,
that's probably one of the only other things I'm really looking at. The team will make it to regionals. I'm very positive of that. Obviously, I want another ring. Those things are pretty sweet and probably some of the only memorabilia I'll be keeping for the rest of my life
yeah,
from A State.
yeah.
So yeah, those three things.
Is worth pointing out as well. Not only is Thomas ranked 33rd in the nation right now, Arkansas State is ranked 38th. Which, like, if you go down that list of non-Power Five schools, there are not many. And so, what Arkansas State is doing in Jonesboro right now, and in the Sun Belt, of their dominance over the past few years, even historically as well. But it's pretty incredible the run that they've been on.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Getting a big shiny ring, that sounds pretty
And
awesome.
then,
Yeah,
yeah, getting another, I think I'm tied for career wins. So if I get one more win, maybe two, if everything works well, I'll be very grateful. We have another home tournament coming up, where we definitely have home field advantage. And we played 2 tournaments in Arizona where I feel like if you catch a good week, conditions are great, you can play good golf. Obviously, you want to have an impact on the program somewhere and you want to be in the record books and everything. So I'm looking at those probably a little too often. And I see that record and I'm like, hey,
yeah.
I want to beat that.
How do you manage those goals? And maybe it's just a competitive spirit in you, but how do you not let that get in your head whenever you're out on the golf course? Of like, hey, it would be sick to win at Torrey Pines. Hey, it would be sick to win another conference championship as a team, but then also individually. How do you not let those goals get in the way of you and like how you're like processing around? Because it
I
doesn't
mean,
seem like it does, like for you, honestly.
no, no, it's like it's very difficult. So I'm number one on the team. I'm one back for quite a while now. And every tournament you travel to, you have to prove it again. You have to prove again that you're the one back. Every tournament you travel to, you got to beat all other guys on the team to stay in that position. And I don't want to lose that spot. So we're a really good team. We have a lot of really good players on. Our 6 traveling guys are amazing. They're freaking good. So whenever we go to a tournament, I try to beat them. And if I beat all of them, I'm usually in a pretty good spot to win the tournament as well. Doesn't happen often, but if we look at our last 3 tournaments, first one, Colorado, 22 under, won by 8. We won the tournament as a team as well. Next one,
Home
we
as well.
have our home tournament, Rich Point Country Club, the Bubba Barnett Invitational, and we won the tournament by a bunch. Field wasn't very good, but still lots of points for us on
Yeah, yeah.
scoreboard. I shot 7 under the last round, leading over one of my teammates. He shoots 10 under in the final round to beat me by 1. Finish runner up. Still, team win. One of my team members won at Indy. We go to the next event to California in Monterey area, and we go down there. I'm leading going into the final round individual. We're leading as a team. I have a bad day. Wallace shoots, I don't know, 5 or 7 under the last day, wins by 4, and we win the team. We win the tournament as a team as well. It just goes. One of our guys is up there, and so I try to beat my guys instead of like winning the tournament. You know.
Obviously, that competitiveness that drives each of you guys and what it leads to is team success. But does that ever piss you off when Jake Wallace, beats you by shooting 7 under in the last round?
No,
Yeah.
it only really gets to me when Milan wins against me. Side story to that. Played so Wallace, Milan, and me, we all played in the 25 British Amateur, right? Wallace doesn't make it into match play. I finished T14th in stroke play qualifier, and Milan is like just on the bubble to get in. we get drawn against each other. First round of match play. We both play not very good. We make it to the first extra hole, to the 19th hole, and he holes out from 190 yards from the rough for eagle to kick me out. And
Yep.
I had 130 yards center fairway going at the first hole at Royal St. George's. Freaking amazing. And that was just my story. And then every time we play against each other, feelings come up,
Yeah.
emotions
Yeah.
boil over, and you're like,
Yeah.
God, I just got to beat that guy. And then I had the exact same feeling. Like, I played great, shot 7 under the final round, and that guy shows up, shoots 10 under, and wins by 1 over me. Like, God, what's going on?
Brutal.
Tell me about it.
Man, Millen,
The pain sits deep.
if you're listening, Millen, well done. Well done. You're in Thomas's head,
Yeah.
rent
I'll,
free.
I'll, I'll, as soon as the episode comes out, I'll definitely share it to him. He should know I'm coming for him.
Let it be known. Let it be known. Better watch out. Did you guys have any overlap in y'all's amateur careers? And then for you guys to end up at Arkansas State together, did you know Jake, Millen, any of the guys on the team prior to joining Arkansas State?
So when I went to A State, there was another German guy on the team. So obviously I had one guy to talk to in my native language to talk about how A State is, what I can expect of it, how coaches structuring practice, how college life in general is. Before Wallace came to A State, we actually played in the same event, the Tillman Trophy. Already came up.
I think I
It
saw
was
that.
the first year I played. I was playing pretty good, and he made a run for it the last day. I think I was solo second after the first 3 rounds, and he was solo third. I was trailing by 6 shots. I ended up taking over the lead, and Wallace beat the second guy as well. So it was him finishing runner up, and we're sitting after the third round, and I was looking at the A State story and seeing how Jake Wallace just committed to A State.
Whoa.
I was looking around and Jake Wallace was sitting right there. I didn't know him before. And we made plans to grab dinner that evening. Had some beers together.
Yeah, yeah.
Great time. Met his dad. Yeah. And then the next day he finished second. I won the tournament. What a great story.
That's
A State
incredible.
reposted that very quick.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. It made
So,
the Red Bulls look pretty good. It made Coach Hagan look super good.
mm,
Yeah.
and Wallace had heck of a career. He got Freshman of the Year last year. And was it last year? Yeah, has to be. And now he's looking at a good chance to get Conference Golf of the Year as well. He's playing great. His first collegiate win last semester. Stroke average 69 point something. Playing great golf, great talent, a lot of potential as well.
Awesome for Jake to have that year because it bodes well for you guys heading
Yeah.
into conference. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to have Thomas Schmidt on the show. 33rd ranked college golfer in the country, has had an incredibly decorated college career, and someone that you'll want to keep an eye out for in the coming weeks, months, and then also what's beyond. I'm just so excited for what's ahead for him, and just really grateful for him to spend some time with us to share some insights on what he's learned in his college journey, practice tips, and things that has made him successful. So Thomas, thanks for hopping on the show. Let's get into the Swing State six pack, and we'll kick it off with Thomas. Would love to know, first question, favorite course you've ever played.
I'd say it's a tie between Torrey Pines and Alotian.
Why would you say a tie?
Alotian is just the private, exclusive country club experience. It's just so exclusive there. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. I mean, it's called the Augusta of Arkansas for a reason. It is amazing, and Torrey Pines is it's Torrey Pines.
Yeah,
It's the best course I've ever played layout-wise, with a great experience as well. So
yeah. Oh, and you won as well. Let's go favorite course you've never played.
I'd probably have to go very basic there and say Pebble Beach. I was standing by the 18th green, but never played the course.
Dream foursome.
Ooh, gonna put my dad in there, even though we're gonna have some fights about it. But my dad, John Daly, probably Tiger, just to see them fight a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'd go with that foursome.
First John Daly shout out of Swing State University history. So shout out to you, Thomas.
Big idol.
Yeah.
Big idol.
Role model. This was back in 2022. I've shared this on the show before, but I worked at the Masters one year. And so It was sick. It was sick. Kinda like what I was telling you off air. I used to work at a coffee shop, at the Masters that year. I started off as a food runner, working there for the week. I was just, like, dishing out food, at this burgers restaurant at Amen Corner, kind of like
Yeah.
11, 12, 13. And I was, like, a food runner, but while I was there, I got promoted. They were like, "Hey, man, we need someone to, like, whip up some coffees and, like, do some, like, coffee-based, like, beverages and stuff." And so I was making coffees for people and stuff like that. Anyways, I was there. I say all that to say it was an incredible experience. Every single day I'd go in early, leave late, get to watch probably like an hour or two of the
Uh,
tournament. But every time I'd pull out, the buses would give you rides to like the parking lot or whatever. We'd pass the Hooters in the entire week. John Daly is set up at the Hooters outside Augusta National, just like signing autographs and doing interviews and stuff like that.
God,
I was like,
that's cool.
yeah.
Has anyone ever asked you about your six pack? Like the 6 questions?
No, but we should do that. We definitely should do that.
Favorite course you've ever played?
Favorite course I've ever played. So there's a course in Decatur, Alabama called Turtle Point Yacht Club.
Mhm.
It is not, I mean, probably like in terms of like shape, it is not an elite course at all, but it is a like layout wise, a course that would be comparable to Augusta of like what I would imagine. Not like in any way, shape, or form of like the looks and the feels, but like the tall pines,
Oh yeah.
just it feels amazing. And then I also played well there. It was the best college tournament I ever played in. Again, not to compare the two because the two are in two different galaxies, but the same probably sensation that you felt playing at
Yeah.
Torrey Pines. It was like, oh man, I had good vibes here, and I just like the way that the course feels.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
favorite course.
Favorite course you never played?
Bro, I love that this is happening right now. Favorite course I've never played, Augusta
Oh,
National. Wah, wah, wah,
shit,
wah,
shit,
wah, wah,
shit, shit.
wah.
God, why didn't I think of that? Pebble Beach, shit.
Whenever you said most basic, I was like, bro, like he's gonna say Augusta National.
No, no. God, I hate it. I should have said Augusta, but hey, Pebble Beach is up there for sure. All right, and then
Top two.
Dream Foursome.
Dream foursome. Golly, Thomas, that's such a good question. And
I
this is
was
like,
thinking about it too for a minute. Like,
yeah,
I want to have my dad in it, just obvious reasons. Like, he got me to where I am now, and I'm most grateful for him and my mom. My mom, she doesn't play much golf anymore, so my dad has to be in there. And then just like, I wouldn't call celebrities, but people that make a round of golf fun while still having like the exclusive experience.
yeah, yeah. Like yeah,
What would it be for you?
you have to throw in some fun people for sure. And I think doing this exercise, it gives me a lot of perspective of what are the guests actually feeling whenever we go through this
Yeah,
exercise.
yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
like, I'm like, oh, this is easy. Like, it's easy to ask the question, but whenever you get put on the spot, you're like, oh, damn, like, why did I could have come up with someone so much better, like, given the time. So I'm throwing in my dad for sure. And I would be curious, like, maybe we talk about this off air, but like, kind of y'all's dynamic. It's interesting. My dad is my biggest idol, but like, even growing up and navigating like sports and, our relationship through that, it's just a funny like thing that I feel like any athlete with dad who's like in the mix, you have to figure out how to navigate that scenario too.
yeah,
So it's
100%.
yeah,
That
yeah.
relationship, I would say, is groundbreaking for whether you can be successful or not.
Wow.
A
Wow, wow,
bad
wow.
relationship with your dad, who's in the same sport, who got you in the sport, can be as positive as negative impact on you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's really good and true. It's good because it's true. I would throw my dad in there. Shout out Howard Boone, the goat. He would be in there. I think I like that LeBron is getting really into golf.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
I think he would be like because like this is his persona is very much like, oh no, like I know what I'm doing. I know like he just kind of gives off the vibe of like I know everything. I'm
yeah.
curious of like his perspective with golf of like I would like to spend time with him. So
I feel like so many people that are professional, that good in a specific area, once they pick up golf, they become the most humble people ever. If you ever hear like Steph Curry or Michael Phelps talk about golf, they're so unexpected. They don't take anything for granted. They're just happy to play it.
oh my gosh, yes, yes,
So yeah, that's a good point with LeBron there.
yeah. I'd say LeBron, and then I would say let me think of like a tour guide that I'd want to spend some time with. I mean I grew up. I don't really follow him a whole lot anymore, but like whenever I was like 16, 17, 18, Dustin Johnson was having his run.
Ooh.
That would be cool if I was 16, 17, 18. Now I don't feel that way anymore, but he like was my favorite player forever.
Yeah.
But really, if you're talking about dream foursome, you're just like going for vibes. Really, at the end of the day,
Okay, yeah. Fair.
like
No,
you want to,
fair.
yeah.
Well, so Dustin, DJ, LeBron, your dad, and you.
No, I'm taking DJ off the list. I'll go.
Oh,
Gosh, dude. See, I'd be terrible at this. This is why I asked the questions.
then that's why you asked the question.
This is why I asked the questions. I don't have anything interesting to say.
I kind of feel like Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth would be fun to play with. I'm taking Thomas Schmidt. That's who I'm taking.
No, that's
Dream foursome.
one honor.
Come on. Um, question number 4. Favorite club in your bag right now?
I
Is
have
it
to say the putter.
it's the only one you can use right now. So
Yeah, but I also don't feel very comfortable with the other ones right now. But with the putter, I feel pretty comfortable right now. So due to about 30 hours of putting in the last 6 days.
yeah,
So
yeah.
usually it was my 5-wood all-time favorite club. Cobra LTDX, low spin, most basic shaft you can imagine. But I could use that club for whatever shot I wanted to hit with.
You still carry
Sadly,
it?
no, they don't produce the hats anymore. I'm very scared of cracking hats, and when you're on the road, it's very difficult to find a hat that isn't produced anymore. So I switched to a GT2 7-wood now. 21 degrees, diff shaft, working just as good.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Throwing back that question at you.
Favorite club in my bag right now?
Yeah.
I would say driver. I really like my driver. I feel like if I were to play at all anymore, like the best asset in my game is being able to generate ball speed and hit it far.
Push fading it.
Not on purpose. Not on purpose.
I've seen that Instagram video today and was like, I feel that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just a little
I do.
stuck. Just a little stuck. That's all.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'd say driver for sure.
Okay, then hit me with a 6.
Let's go. Let's go. Question 5. How about that? Question 5.
Question 5 is good.
Let's go. Favorite player on tour right now.
Ooh, I mean, I feel like I kind of have to. It's got to be a Scotty Scheffler. How unbelievable dominant that guy is, and then what just happened at the Genesis?
Yeah.
Him making
Yeah.
what 10-foot putt on the last to make the cut to stay on a 3.5-year streak of not missing a cut. That's huge. That's unbelievable. And then dominance, like imagine even at the waste management, if he wouldn't have shot 1 or 2 over the first round, but instead like a casual 3 or 4 under like he always does, he would have won that tournament as well.
Easily. Yeah.
And then in Palm Springs, he won that tournament. Like, what is going on with that guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
go Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty, you can flip that question real quick. My favorite player of all time. If you follow this account at all, or if you listen to the show, Justin Rose is my dog.
Ooh, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
my dog, and he's in my dream foursome. I'm subbing Thomas Schmidt out. I'm putting Justin
Okay,
Rose
yeah.
in.
Hey, I accept that substitution.
He won in Memphis this year. I was working the tournament this year. You know what I told Justin Rose? He walked by and I was like, what do I say to him? I'm like, good luck. I'm like, bro, I love your.
Just don't talk about the Masters.
You can talk about the Masters of Justin Rose because he freaking did that. Like, there's like no, obviously, like it sucks that he didn't win, but like it's not like he did not sell.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
But
He
I was
didn't
like,
choke.
but he did not choke at all. I was just like, hey, bro, I love your Instagram content. Good luck out there. He was like, thanks, mate.
Of how consistent and still loving he is like in his career. Like he plays for so long, how he's able to manage that with everything that comes up like during the years, injuries, swings, technology. He's never been the furthest or straightest. Like staying in there and being able to win tournaments is impressive.
Obviously, that whole Justin Rose, like exactly what you just laid out, like that is making its rounds over social media. Like I've seen it a lot lately, but it makes me happy. It makes me want to. Obviously, like I'm not playing golf at a high level at all, but like whether I'm exercising or even like the way that I show up to work, this sounds so corny or cheesy, but like, no, dude, if you just show up and do the work and are consistent over 20 years, imagine what is possible. Imagine, and
Yeah.
that's true for your future as well. And which is why like you showing up at the White Sands and not playing well, it's like, no, I'm just going to put my head down and like keep being consistent, keep showing up. I don't have to do anything crazy every day, but over time it just adds up. And then you just kind of let the chips fall where they may. But that whole mentality, we could write a book about it.
Oh yeah.
Favorite. Okay, no. This is the funny one because I don't have an answer for this, and I can't answer
So I
this.
was okay. Okay.
All right, hey, last question. Swing State six pack. Thomas Schmidt, Arkansas State. He's a goat, honestly. Thomas Schmidt hopped on the pod. He is in here for the Swing State six pack. Last question here. Question number 6. Next tournament you win. You said you have maybe one tournament to tie, 2 tournaments to pass up, and set the all time record at Arkansas State. Next tournament that you win, maybe it's the Sun Belt. Who knows? Where are you going to celebrate after you win? What's that look like for you?
So it's funny. We just had that scrimmage against Rhodes, and even though I was not able to play, I joined one of my teammates riding around hitting wedges and putting, and we're talking about it, and he's telling me that we should go to J Towns to Wingo every time after a win. Perfectly fits because obviously it's on a Wednesday. You get wings and you get 1, 2, 4 beer towels. Perfect price.
J
Like
Towns.
great spot. Food's great. You can get up to a table for 14 people. So we take the women's golf team with us, have a great time there. It's in walking distance as well, so no
Yeah.
DUIs. It's a great time. And so he suggested that, and I'm very likely to stick to that idea.
I like that.
So I
I
say
like
J
that.
Towns at Wingo.
J Towns at Wingo.
Oh yeah, wings and bingo, obviously.
Wings and bingo, obviously.
Yeah, Wingo. Sorry, I didn't even explain that.
No, I think everybody understood.
And Anthony will definitely know what we're talking about.
Okay. Anthony, if you are in Jonesboro, pull up, pull up.
We've been there a lot of times and we love it.
Yeah, good spot. Anthony DeShutter. Hope you're well, brother. Be good. Man, that's awesome. If you were to flip that on me, I don't win golf tournaments. So
Yeah, I'm thinking about a substitution for that.
here's a good. I'm running a half marathon March. I guess it would be the 3rd, March 3rd, maybe. No. I don't know, March 2nd or something.
All
I've
right.
gotten into running.
And then I'm gonna get you 2 questions for that one. And the
Perfect.
first is first post-run snack or
Snack.
meal. Snack or meal.
So check this out. The St. Jude Half Marathon happens every year downtown Memphis. They do an awesome job. They give you a meal ticket. They give you beer tickets. Like it is crazy how beer will just like roll through your body if you've burned 2,000 calories. So like using those 2 beer tickets, using the 2, there's like generally pizza and then like soup because that takes place in December. They normally have like a big like pot of soup that they
Ooh,
give
yeah.
out. So I'm slamming that. That's like my post-race snack. And then like 2 chocolate milks. Yeah, so snack.
Okay, that and then my second question would have been the post run drink, your first beverage.
Yeah, probably beer.
What's it gonna be? Beer?
Yeah.
I approve.
They
Deeply
do
approve of that.
if you are from the Memphis area, Wiseacre Brewing, that's probably like the most famous brewery in Memphis. They have it'd be like a light beer equivalent. It'd be the same thing as like Miller or Michelob, but it's
Mhm.
like domestically made in Memphis. But it's called a Sky Dog. So if you're in like East Arkansas and you're at Kroger or whatever grocery store that you go to, look for a light blue label called Sky Dog. It's my favorite beer right now.
Okay, yeah, difficult to do here, Dry County.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, but Craighead County is, was it Poinsett Package Store? It's just like 25 minutes down the road, but
Okay.
still.
Shout out to Point
Yep.
Said.
No, we ain't advertising liquor stores here.
That's right. Swing State six pack brought to you
And you're gonna
by.
find of a new without a six pack.
We gotta no. We can have the six pack because it can be sparkling water. I'm sipping on a. Here's my big take lately is that I don't know if you drink LaCroix or not. I am all in on Waterloo.
Okay.
Waterloo is my sparkling water of choice. Better than LaCroix for all the sparkling water
If
drinkers
you
out there.
when you said sparkling water, I was actually expecting sparkling water and not sparkling flavored water.
Wow.
Like for us Europeans, that's a big difference. Like we barely drink still water, like regular water. We always
Yeah.
get sparkling water.
You don't drink flat water. You drink sparkling water.
Yeah, without
Well,
taste, like without added flavors.
here's what I've been doing lately. I don't order ice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe I'm starting to become a little bit more Euro. I don't order ice in my water. Do you order ice in your water?
I usually don't order water.
Fair. Bro, you gotta stay hydrated, man. Your body's 80% water, Thomas. If you're gonna achieve your goals,
It consists of basically 90% water. Beer does. But then at the same time, like when I am being an athlete, I do drink water. Just And on the road, obviously, like whenever we're traveling, I'm either with Diet Coke. I'm a big Diet Coke fan, and water, a lot of water. Off the clock,
Yeah, yeah. There's balance. There's balance. You
yeah.
gotta have balance in your life.
Hey, you gotta ask yourself why I put John Daly
Oh, no,
in
yeah,
that
yeah, no, I already knew. I
favorite
already
four
know.
or something.
I
Okay,
already
yeah,
know.
perfect.
Yeah. Hey, that explained itself. I didn't need an
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah, good.
It's Thomas Schmidt. Thank you so much for hopping on the show, bro. Best of luck here in the next 3 months. Whenever this drops, you guys will be heading to Florida State to compete in the Seminole Invitational. Thank you so much for hopping on the show, bro. Best of luck this spring.
I really do appreciate it. Best of luck at the marathon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been training, man. I've been getting after it.
Better earn those beers.
Come on. See you, bro.